Good day to all of you. My name is Scholar from Trade and Community, and today I will be doing the weekly forecast for you guys. In this week's forecast, we will be going over Bitcoin, Luna, Atom, Link, and Sand. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So first off, like usual, let's start off with Bitcoin. Let's have a quick glance at what it has actually done. And looking at Bitcoin, we can see that they actually rejected the level we were looking for, which we also wanted them to achieve. Looking at this, you can kind of clearly see that they haven't achieved it yet. And for that reason, I'm more starting to hunch towards the downside. What am I looking for on the lower time frame is if they can't go back up above this failure right here, this one. What I will be looking out for then is if they fail to get above 37.8, then I'm looking for them to actually come back down and sweep this origin right here, 36.2. So at 36.2 is where I will first be interested in some new longs if they do get down there. And probably from there on out, we can look into some plays, into some failures or something. If they don't, if they can achieve that, I'm still looking for a downward move. So something like this would be likely, and then coming back down. Now, this area right here, in my opinion, is going to be a very nice area of accumulation. However, though, if we go all the way to 34.6s, what I will be looking out for then is again short hedges if we do go up. Meaning if we go back all the way to here, I will be looking for lower time frame shorts because you don't really want to go down here anymore. If you do go down here, you don't want to stay there for too long. It has to be some kind of liquidity grab and immediately gain back above 36s is what I would prefer. So this would be like the bearish case scenario because from here on out, I believe we will then start and go and make the new low. That would be the bearish case scenario. Bullish case scenario would probably be holding the higher low right here, achieving 38s, holding 38s, and then finally popping off to the 41k level that we were looking out for quite some time already. I presume that that's everything what I will be looking out for this week for Bitcoin. So let's head over to Luna. Up next, we have Luna USDT. Luna is going to make its debut on the show. I don't think we have covered it as of yet. So what do we clearly see on Luna? It's actually down at the origin swing. You really want to look for longs on here. Preferably also want to look for the higher time frame holds, the high range holds. If you go to the downside, it's a little bit harder to start reversing. Now, how can this go though? If you go up here, maybe make another new low, try to touch that 50.29s, then hold the high range again, and then look for that other level continuation. This would what I will be looking out for on the higher time frames. Also, if I'm looking for lower time frame entries, these will probably be this will probably be one of my bigger PTs. Because there are other areas of resistance that we first want to achieve. Of course, we first want to achieve 52.39s, and then if we can achieve that, I'm looking for 62.63s. Now let's head over to the lower time frame. Let's talk a little bit about what we think has to happen before this can actually happen. So for that, what I will look out for is actually a bottom side rejection right here on Luna. So looking for them to reject this right here. If they reject that, maybe make a new low, maybe not. If they go above 51.2, I don't think they will make a new low. If they just reject this one, then I'm looking for a new low, and then maybe a pop into the higher low-ish play. Other than that, if we don't really do anything here, this might just be a continuation down. And then of course, if we hit 40.33s, then I will be really interested in looking for longs, because this really is some kind of liquidity zone where people have a lot of their stops from the origin swings, etc, etc, etc. So I have an alert down here, and I'm also having an alert down there to see what they are going to do. So I'm still a little bit patient on Luna, but to be fair, if there's one thing I'm really looking at this week, it will be Luna, because look what it has done. It made the huge dump, but in my opinion, going all the way to 62s is quite likely, and 52s as well. But I first want them to accumulate a little bit. So that's the main idea for me for Luna. Let's head over to the next one. For our next pair, we have Atom USDT. Looking at Atom, what has it been doing? What might it been doing next? To be honest, like for Atom, I think we can go down a little bit longer. Like we aren't at the origin of the swing yet. Looking at the origin, let me see if there's some stuff to the left as well. Oh yeah, I really like this zone over here. and they haven't swept this swing that brought us up yet. So what I'm actually going to do personally is I'm going to wait for them to either make a swing failure pattern, a sweep, whatever you want to call it, it's all just names, below 52.18. If they go below there, I will be stalking them for longs, sorry. And what I will be looking out for as well is I will actually be looking out for right here to see if we can then re-achieve 29s. 29 will be the pivot point in my opinion on Atom, meaning that let's say that we go down here, we do a swing failure pattern, we do go up, we hold a high range. If we can get above 29.5, that would in my opinion mean that we are probably reverting trend. Now this would be one of those. This would be one of the bullish cases. One of the less bullish cases would of course be going down all the way in this area. However, going down in this area means that we're finally at the origin of the swing. Then we want to re-achieve the bottom right here, hold it, go for a 29 as well. Probably the 29 is a little bit lower, the failure that we want to achieve then, and then come back down, hold it, and then blast off. So there's not really that much of a bearish case on this one. I do personally prefer this bottom range for bigger longs rather than the swing failure pattern, because the swing failure pattern right there is more some kind of lower time frame entry for a scalp, while this can really be a higher time frame play. Of course, if this doesn't hold, I will be looking out for a sweep of this whole origin swing, and then I will be looking for this liquidity zone in terms for longs as well. So let's say that we do get there, I will be just looking for a sweep and then the same accumulation into the move up, so something like that. So that's it for Atom. Let's head over to the next one. For our next pair, we're going to look at Link. And if you see what Link has actually done, they've actually done what I'm looking for on Atom as well, right? You have the origin swing. In this case, they swept the origin swing, creating a lot of new liquidity. Because they've created a lot of new liquidity, you want them to get above the levels 18 right now that they're actually just rejecting. It's a little bit higher. It's 18 and 18.6 that they have just rejected. What you want them to hold right now on Link is right here. You want them to hold 14, high 14s, low 15s. Let me go to the lower time frame and show you guys what is this. This is actually the origin of the whole move that brought us up. So what you want to do on Link is either hold a high range, but I think it might be unlikely. We've been going up for quite some time, so you kind of want to create new liquidity. So for that reason, I would love to look for something like at 15.42, try to get up above 17.30, 17.4, hold high range, and then try to pump above the 18 level. Here it's important that this time we do get above the 18 level, all the way to 19s would be nice. If you can get above that, probably another retracement or just a crypto pump, dependent on, of course, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is joining Link, I'm sure that Link will pop off something like this, and I'm really looking forward to that. What would be a less of a good bullish sign for Link is, of course, if we don't accept the origin of the swing, come back all the way down to 14, let's say 14, then reject the pivot point that we wanted to use to pull this up, and then actually move lower. So be on the lookout for that. This is everything I wanted to say about Link, so let's head over to the next one. Okay, for our last pair, we have Sand USDT, and look at this beautiful chart. It's kind of obvious where you kind of want to start achieving. You want to try and achieve the low here of the move that brought us all the way to the high there. Now, because we are struggling here, you can see for a distribution, you can start looking for some shorts. Now, what are the options we have here is, let me zoom out a little bit, let me go to the left, and what I would like them to hold if they do start distributing here. Let's say that the next attempt, if they do another attempt, they can't hold it, and maybe they just reject 420. 420 plays it, right? Let's say they reject this, come back down, maybe come back down there. This would be the area, 3.3 would be the area where I would like to look for some refills. Sand has been going up quite nicely. Of course, it has been going down quite a bit as well, but this will definitely be the area where I would like to look for some refills on longs. This isn't really the ideal area. You got to be careful if they don't just reject it after going up, making an insignificant high. What I would be looking out for as well, if you want to look for some longs, because here I don't really want to look for longs, I do look for longs at 3.3. Is if they get above all the way at 4.4, then I might be interested in a move down, sweep it down here, hold this, and then try to continue higher, right? Then what do you have? Then you're touching these fillers right there, and then you're just looking for a bottom side hold after testing the top side, and then you have to achieve the midpoint, and then you can try and go higher. So Sand, kind of looking good. They have been testing the proper things. They have been also achieving this bottom side right there. So yep, I like 3.3, and if they can continue from here, I'm not that interested in the current stage until they prove worthy by going to 4.4. So that's it for the forecast this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week. That's it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, please make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to get free coaching from one of our top traders, please make sure to check out our Trader 10 supporters page on how to get this free coaching. Thank you very much, and see you later.